Hey everyone, Colbert here. Welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video with Fusion News. All right, we're gonna get a new Fragment event coming in with a new champion. This will start on September the 9th, next Friday basically. And this will be a Skinwalker's Legendary Support Force type champion. So the Skinwalkers always are missing champions, and it's a good thing that they're paying a little bit more attention to them lately with Skin Track especially. And we're gonna have another great champion in there in terms of support. We also had Ragash. I forgot about Ragash, who was also featured through a guaranteed summoning event. So yeah, more champions coming in for the Skinwalkers to help out. This will be an event, so try and get that champion if you can. Fragment events are usually easier, but always depend on the shard, both the event and tournament, to complete them. So let's have a look at the champion and see what his skills are. Here he is, Mighty Uko. Look at that, Legendary Force Skinwalker champion. His skills don't look that amazing except for his passive and I would say default skill. So starting up through the passive, which is what everybody wants to see, the Totem Warden has a 50% chance of stealing one random buff from an enemy each time they receive a buff. There's no cooldown to this. Any stolen buffs become protected, so that is huge. It's an RNG part of his kit. It's a passive though that steals buffs from the enemies. It can be very annoying, especially if you want to use him in arena just to annoy the enemies. On defense, he's gonna be cool because of his other part of his kit, but that passive is very unique. It's gonna be like a fun troll kind of champion where he steals the buffs. Unfortunately, I don't think he has a way to give them to the ally, so it's just for himself. So we'll see how that works out. He also has an increases ally speed in all battles aura, so have that in mind when you're building him out. And let's look at the A1, which I do like because this can be used in all content. Attacks all enemies, 50% chance of placing the strong version of the decreased attack debuff for 2 turns. This is very strong on an A1 skill. That's an AoE attack that can be used for the Hydra. If you're looking for something to help you survive longer, that's the decreased attack debuff, right? Then we can use that as well for even the clan boss, where that's actually a very good chance, a 50% chance to do it. You can increase that with the support masteries as well. You can use that decreased attack for the dungeons. You can give him a stun set, so you add on top of his support type skills with the stun set, so you control the enemies as well with the A1. His A2 also is an AoE attack that attacks twice, and each hit has a 75% chance to remove 2 random buffs from the target. That probably gets booked out to 100%, so that's insane in terms of the buff removal, because it's going to be double hitting, so 4 buffs are going to be removed from the enemies. But remember, if you do a weak hit, because he's forced, he's going to be doing some weak hits on the spirit enemies. Let's say the Duchess, right? If you think about Duchess, the amount of buffs that she provides to her team, he might do a weak hit and not be able to remove all the buffs, unlike stuff like a Madame series, okay? So compare that in your head before you want to use him for that specific role. Place a block buffs debuff and a 50% decreased accuracy debuff for 2 turns on targets that have no buffs after the attack. So that's very solid, especially the block buffs and the decreased accuracy. Now that makes me think this is huge for the Hydra. He will be like so big that I would say don't summon during this 2x on ancient shards. Unfortunately, if you're gonna have some issues with getting those shards to get this champion, if you wanna ever compete in the Hydra, then this guy will be huge for that. All of his kits so far looks to be very, very solid. And then he also has a revives all allies, dead allies with 40% HP, then place a block damage buff on them for 1 turn. That is huge. Also plays a 30% increased speed buff on them for 2 turns. Will place the increased speed buff even if there's no dead ally. So it means on auto, he'll be always using that skill, which is unfortunate. He won't be saving it to specifically revive when somebody dies. So have that in mind as well, because if you put him on auto, you don't control the fight. He'll be using it. You might have an unlucky streak of champions dying in the Hydra, especially that can easily happen with the Head of Wrath, which does a lot of damage when it does the big attack, when it gets the 16 attacks on it. And yeah, this guy will not be able to revive as consistently as other champions who get their skills enabled when somebody dies, all right, when one of your allies dies. So as a support, I love his kit overall. I actually started, when looking at his skills, I started thinking he's not that great, but actually, if you think about his kit overall, he's an amazing support. Maybe the affinity, I don't like being forced. Maybe if he was magic, that would have been a better thing for overall using him as a support. Basically to just abuse the fact that there's so many spirit champions in the arena. There's the, well, the heads of the Hydra, those change up, but in general, you would also use the Great Hole bonuses to benefit your supports. Usually we focus on getting the Magic Affinity Great Hole bonus maxed out first. So yeah, getting the Force one is not something that everybody does, especially when they're growing their account. But overall, I think Uko, amazing champion. Have in mind that you will definitely need enough shards to summon for him. If you've been saving stuff since the Lonotharo fusion, if you didn't go also for this epic fusion that we have right now, then you might have had enough stuff ready. I also have the 140 shards, but I'm probably going to use them for Gopher to have enough voids and enough sacreds to pick up anything coming in for getting Uko. Although I don't need him, I can one key the Hydra. Is still a solid champion to have, much better than Lonotharo, who I don't even care about not having anymore, and of course much better than the Epic, which everybody will get at one point or another, and it doesn't really change on how they work on the accounts. But overall, I think that this fusion is going to be great, and I think the next fusion coming in October, or maybe by the end of September going into October, for the Oktoberfest, usually they do like a theme champion such as Molly, like we had. If you are playing since then, like Molly was the first one they ever did as an Oktoberfest type champion, and it obviously fits the theme with all with this flaming sausage and the drinks on her. So another fusion might be coming in there as well, so have that in mind before you go into any guaranteed summons, before you waste your shards, or just open them up without, thinking about, what is coming next in the game. So this was the video, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.